Somewhere in the multiverse lies a great, swirling, sparkling vortex, where four great forces of law, chaos, creation, and destruction turn in a dance about a single point. We drift through the vortex, into that point, a point of singular blue. The blue grows wider, wider, before it is suffused with white clouds. The clouds part, and we see great lands of mountains, deserts, grasslands, and fields, all hanging in the sky above a sea of storm, as weightless as the clouds around them. This is Azure, the material plane, where each of these lands is the dominion of a god that embodies them. Skyfish the size of whales swim between the clouds, and heroes delve into cities more ancient than the storm seas, or fly the skies on mechanical death machines. Each day is home to impossible wonders. That is what it means to be Azure, and to be Azurean means to bear witness to such wonders. There are those that create wonders too. When children hear that an Entertainers Guild circuit is coming to town, they lay awake at night in excitement, dreaming of the day when they too can sail the clouds looking for fame and fortune. But secretly, the Entertainers Guild are also freedom fighters, seeking out injustice and taking matters into their own hands behind the scenes. The Unicorn Circuit is one such circuit. One of the oldest circuits, it is currently helmed by a new generation of entertainers. That's you, though you may be bodyguards or assistants. You're heading to the tiny island of R, where a small battalion of fascist Forzeni were spotted heading. You were hoping to beat them there, but a storm has delayed your arrival. When the island came into view on the horizon, the black ships of the Forzeni were already docked at the island. From here you can see their flags. Red, with a white diamond at its center, and in that white diamond, a black serpent eating its own tail. Hello everybody, and welcome to Dice at Dawn, the only tabletop podcast that will tip you 30%. I'm your host, CW Drescher, and your Dungeon Master. Today I'm joined by Morty Foster. Say hello, Morty.
Hello.
Playing, let's see if I can get this right on the first try. Morel, Beetle, Moonpeach, Curry, Tossal, Celeste, Egg Pie, Tap, Ishia, Malleus. We also have with us today Madison Reeves playing Trobsobble. Say hello, Madison.
Hello.
We also have John Mallari. Say hello, John.
Hello, everyone.
Playing Jaysum Bashlur. And last but not least, we have Six Farris. Say hello, Six.
Brush your fucking teeth, kids.
Playing Corvon.
At your service.
Alright. Okay, so, you know what, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. You guys are on the deck of your ship, the Unicorn Servant, and on the deck is your boss, kind of the he's the ringleader, Alphys Vinehart. He's this kind of muscular halfling with a lot of tattoos up his arm, and just kind of like this constant roguish smile. It says, "Hi, everybody. All right, you guys ready to get this show on the road?" I think first he turns to Morty, to Tap. Tap, if you could describe your character.
She is a kind of like thin, gangly orc. She's got tattoos of various like fauna or flora up her arms, various edible plants that you could find in the area of her hometown. She is sitting in a wheelchair that has triangle treads, kind of like a tank. On one armrest is a little controller with buttons that controls like where it goes, and on the other is a giant gun. And behind her is a little robotic lobster with one small claw and one gigantic claw.
Alright, he turns to you and says, "You have the fireworks and everything ready for today?"
Yep, I sure do.
Alright. And, Trobsobble. And he turns to you, Madison. Trobsobble, if you could describe your character real quick.
I am a little gnome, and I'm wearing a big oversized
I thought you were a
coat.
goblin.
I am a goblin. I keep screwing that up. I'm a little goblin, and I am wearing this big, like, oversized coat. It's kind of a windbreaker situation. It's very big on me. I've got, like, a mohawk. And if I'm not sitting, like, next to Tap, then I'm, like, sitting on the back of her wheelchair, maybe around the lobster.
Yes.
And I'm, like, I got big pointy ears. I'm very dwarfed by this coat.
Do you have a giant fuck-off sword?
I have a giant fuck-off great axe.
Awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
He turns to Trobsobble and he says, "Well, I'll admit, Trobsobble, you are probably the most unique security guard we've ever had here. But you did great last time, so I trust you will. You've done your stretches. You're ready for a good time."
I sure am.
All right. And he turns to Corvon.
All the pieces are falling together for Corvon as they look back and forth at the two, at Tap and the Goblin, and then they look back over it at their boss and go, "I wasn't aware that they were with us. And then I turn to my manager, and then I turn to my manager and I go, "Is it they are with us? Yes."
Yeah, we've been traveling for the better part of a sun step.
No,
Corvon.
I thought they were I thought they were a part of the crew, pirates.
No, this is Trobsobble.
Oh!
Trobsobble is your bodyguard. Your security.
Hello! I'm so sorry. My apologies.
And,
Corvon wraps their entire snake body around the two of them, since they're both on the same wheelchair, in a big old hug. Crimson scales glistening, jangling gold pieces.
Corvon, why don't you describe yourself? What do you look like?
Corvon is a big red snake, primarily a Yanti, with a rather checkered history that nobody's really completely sure on what's what with them. But Corvon is mostly snake, body at least, with two arms for which they wield their trusty flute, their body being adorned in golden ornaments that jingle and jangle with every sway of their snake hips, their sips. They have two inky black eyes that glisten against the light, and a big old snake face. It's a very cute snake face, I'll say, as all snake faces are, really. They have a big old snake hood too.
I think Alphys kind of sighs and just rubs his temple. It says, "Well, I trust you've done your singing exercises."
Exercises, as much as I exercises, I do not need them. I am a natural. Don't you understand? This is why you hire me.
Oh, listen, Corvon. I've seen your work, and I think that you are spectacular. However, you gotta practice makes perfect. just trying to tell you that. And then
What?
he turns to Jaysum, and John, if you could describe your character, please.
Yeah, okay. Jason Bashlur is sort of a tall in stature human, but sort of has a little slouch to him. Lithe, dark complexion, long black greasy hair, slicked back behind his neck, and wears like a big overcoat, like a little brown muddy trench coat, a lot of earth tones, and this sort of nondescript commoner clothes. And he has this sort of harsh, angular, weird, off-putting facial features, often put in a weird crooked smile.
Crooked what?
A crooked smile.
All right. And he turns to Jason, and he said, "I thought you were keeping good old Corvon in line here."
Listen, Alfie boy. I know my star here. They've got the goods. They don't need them warm up. We don't practice. We got it down. They're very busy.
All right. Well, we're here to do more than perform, as I'm sure you all aware. We're almost heading into dock now. We got the rest of the crew taking care of that for us. So you guys are going to be running point on getting the Forzeni out of here. And to that end, and he's kind of always smiling at least a little bit, but his smile splits like really wide at this point. He says, "Let me I got something I want to show you downstairs. I've been keeping this as a little surprise."
Ooh.
And he takes you guys below deck. Below deck is somehow wheelchair accessible.
We got a ramp.
But we got a ramp. He takes you down there, and he goes to like a hidden compartment, and he opens up a panel, and you see this kind of like this closet space. About the size of like a closet, full of dynamite. I mean, just so much fucking dynamite.
Dear Lord.
Wait, we were flying with that?
We sure were. That's part of the reason why I kept it a surprise. I didn't want to make anybody too nervous about
very big surprise.
Hey, I've been keeping it dry. I know what to do. It brings me back to the old days.
I lean down my entire little snake body towards my manager. Was this in my contract?
I don't think they included this part in the paperwork, buddy. But you know what? Alphys knows what they're doing. Come on. It's
Okay.
chill. It's fine. Relax.
I will consider things to be chill for now.
Yes.
He puts the board back, and he says, "Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on that stuff, keeping it good and ready from the old days. So I'm gonna have you guys take point. Now, when we get into dock, it's gonna be your guys' job to figure out what the hell the Fuerzen are doing here, and well, get them the fuck out. Whether that means killing them all or scaring them off or whatever.
Goodness.
I kept this dynamite here so that maybe you could blow up their ship if you want. I got some timers at some point, but first things first, I want you to figure out what the hell they're doing here. That's what's important.
Okay.
This will be very easy. I know my way.
Yeah.
You could say that I can squeeze my way.
All right, good to see that everybody's in shipper spirits and feeling their oats, as we used to say in Durland.
What does that mean, feeling oats? I lean back down to my manager. What does that mean, feeling oats? What does
I
that?
think it's like a half.
I'm not quite familiar with that. What's that mean?
It means you're feeling good about yourself. You're feeling confident. You're ready. You got your energy.
Oh, in Draconic we say it like, you know?
I don't know
exactly what you mean.
I like
And he just like rattles off another idiom in Draconic.
yes. My mother would say that one all the time.
You had no idea that Alphys like spoke Draconic. Alphys is a kind of a strange individual. He's very charismatic. He's very upbeat. But every once in a while, he's not violent towards like any of the crew here, but he seems to be ready for violence at any point. All right, well, you folks have fun and leave a little fascist killing to me. All right. And,
before we leave, can I do something?
Of course.
All right. And then she like wiggles her fingers and takes out one of her tools from under her wheelchair and just fucking whacks her gun with it. Can I infuse it?
You may.
Awesome. I'm gonna infuse it with repeating shot. It grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. When it's used to make a ranged attack, it ignores the loading property. If I don't have ammunition, it produces its own. And that's it.
That's crazy. I think I might be wrong, but I think infusion usually requires an hour. But we can say that Tap was kind of working on it before you guys arrived.
Yeah.
And with that, I think Alphys is watching like Alphys is usually interested in everything, but this has a gun involved, so he's very interested. He's just kind of watching with this big old smile on his face. And with that, you guys hear / feel the boat, the airship coming to dock, and some of your compatriots, including the rest of the band, which is Abstract, who is a tiefling bard who you work with sometimes, and Taro, the goblin and clarinetist, and Box, the turtle drummer, are like throwing ropes and stuff and tying everything off.
See, this is who I thought we were working with. I see. You can understand my confusion, yes?
Look, there's the stage
that's your band.
I've been working here so long.
You go ahead, Jaysum.
Corvon, buddy. You gotta remember people's names, not just the people on stage, but the help, the crew. You gotta know their faces, know what they do, so you get ahead in this business, buddy. You hear what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down?
What have you put down?
Good talk.
Come on.
Corvon like slithers in a full circle around their manager while they're speaking to them, looking for what has been put down.
I just pat them on the head. Alright,
okay.
All right. Yeah, the band is here to back you up, Corvon, but they don't really have the kind of talents that you four have.
Yes, they do not have my sex appeal.
Oh, can't blame them for that, though. Come on.
Well,
no. Not everybody is born beautiful. I understand.
Well, Abstract is ex-Sudara, I believe. So, she is quite attractive. But I suppose you have your point. Anyway, he leads you up deck, and already you guys see a troop of Fuerzen soldiers. Fuerzen are mostly half-elven. Sorry, not half-elven. High elven. They're high elves, and they're in their very fashionable black uniforms with armor, and most of them have like a rifle at their waist. Leading them is a tall, skinny high elf commander. He's very clearly in charge, well, with his hat and his nice looking gun at his belt and his square's end arm patch.
Would I be able
But
to? Would we be able to tell what rank he is from this outfit?
you can go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay,
if
cool.
you
I got a
like.
+6 in that. You want me to roll it in real life or in roll 20?
Either or.
All right, I got. So that is a
Trust you to
17.
tell the truth.
I trust you too, Connor. I rolled a 17.
Yeah, he is clearly a commandant, according to the badge on his breast. He is. So commandants are usually they're usually led by somebody else, but they do go off on their own a lot of the time, and he seems to be like kind of the sole leader. Like he might have some lieutenants, but he seems to be the guy in charge.
Would this be implying that there is a prison camp nearby?
You guys are all the way out in R, which is
why I ask.
it's not the furthest island from Fuerzen, but you guys are like out in the sticks. R is a very tiny island.
Yeah. So
would
it be considered odd for a commandant to be all the way out here, or is this common practice?
Yes, it is weird. That's part of the reason why you guys are here. The fact that the Fuerzen are kind of moving about at all is pretty distressing, and especially with a 17, this 30 years ago, the Fuerzen Island ate 2 other islands. And when I say eat, I mean the Fuerzen were at war with 2 other nations, and upon conquering those other islands, they were absorbed into Fuerzen and now form the back country. You guys are kind of halfway in between the back country of Fuerzen and the larger kind of untamed continent of Oriadnu. R is a very, very tiny island. It's very, very small. It's only like a few miles wide. It has 1 town, which is Ara's Landing, which is where you are right now, and some very large mountains.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Is that our current objective is to learn what they're here for, right?
Correct. So as you guys are stepping out onto the dock and taking a look at this, there are a lot of troops here, like a lot. Like there's a bunch like on the actually I'll show you. There's probably actually more here than just right here, but you guys see like people on the roofs, and you see a few Fuerzen take out this massive creature. It's kind of like a Black Panther, but lither, larger, more muscular.
Like a displacer?
A longer, strange neck. It has 2 large tentacles that kind of whip about and lash at the air. And 6 legs. It has 2 sets of front legs and a set of back legs, and it kind of it looks hungry. It's slathering. It's drooling saliva as you guys are approached by the commandant.
Oh.
The commandant says, "Hello, welcome to Ara's Landing.
Oh, thanks.
What is your business here?"
Oh, you have a displacer priest. May I pet him?
Oh, that's what that is.
Only if you would like to lose an arm, or perhaps a leg, or your head?
Oh, my goodness, he's so cute, very big. Did you breed him yourself?
No, that was my Beastmaster.
I would tell him he has a very beautiful pet there, yes? Where I am from, it's a very common, yes? We are performers. I lean down to my manager. Tell him, yes?
Oh yeah, or with the unicorn circuit. Playing a gig in a little bit, but and just showing my client here around.
And he kind of looks over at the ship, and looks at you, Jaysum. He's this very skinny, very gaunt figure with he has kind of a skeletal look to his face, but not in like a super garish way. He's still like a little bit attractive, but in kind of a little off-putting. He says, yes, entertainers.
Yeah, always good to hit the town before a big show. You know what I mean?
Well, currently this place is under occupation by Fuerzan, so you might want to look somewhere else to make your...
Wait, occupation? First
Boy.
I've heard of it.
Oh,
This wasn't on the schedule.
It was not at all. Good point, Tap.
oh, come now. Don't you think that we would be better company than a displacer beast?
It's true, I don't have all of those big claws and stuff. I don't.
You have a few.
Do you just like? Do you not
come on.
like music? You guys not like music people?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Commandant. But I kind of like put my little, I kind of like, as I speak to people, I slowly encircle like my tail around them. It's just like a habit that they clearly have.
He whacks your tail the second it gets near him.
Whoa.
Well, it doesn't get near him.
But his face is still, like he sees what you're doing, and his face, he doesn't seem to drop his kind of politeness, but he just with one hand just backslaps your tail.
Well, I mean, he can't. It's on the ground, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's just that they move while they speak, and they just encircle people while they speak. Like that just appears to be their verbal habit.
You will remain still while we are discussing things.
Oh, yes, but I assure you that I will not remain still during my performance. Don't you think that I am a bardic sort? I give inspiration to your troops.
He begins to clear his throat when someone comes out of the crowd, a human in what looks to be priestly robes. He says, Commandant Isledove, actually, yes, these folk were on the schedule. We knew that they were going to arrive here. We wouldn't have. We know that they're safe, so it could lighten tensions here. Don't you think? And Commandant kind of looks at the rest of you skeptically, and then looks at the human and says, "Very well. All right, you are welcome to remain here.
Oh, thank you.
2 days. 2 days, and then you leave."
Oh,
That was
beautiful.
planned anyways.
Perfect.
Commandant, please tell me that we'll be allowed to continue this conversation later. I say that as I walk, as we begin further into the tavern, and I would like to, I suppose, have my character move in a way that is clearly evocative, one could say. They're kind of doing the dumb blonde bit right now.
Are you trying to seduce the Commandant?
No, I'm merely trying to listen. We're being looked at by like 30 soldiers.
One of them is gonna have a thing for snakes.
Yeah, one of them is definitely
for
going
sure.
to be at least vaguely attracted to these as they might put it, because they're kind of assholes, exotic goods, quote unquote. Could I make a performance check?
Yes, that was exactly what I was going to say. Go ahead and make a performance check for me.
So I rolled a 22.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think
Sexy snake.
I think already you kind of notice like a couple of some of the guys on the roof are like tapping each other and like pointing down at Corvon, and
Corvon makes note of this.
Certainly we can continue this conversation. For the most part, I will be on my ship, or I think my troops have taken a liking to what was it called? The Gull's Rest Tavern. You may find me there.
This is good. See you then.
And I think he nods, and he looks at all of you. I have my eye on you. Don't get in our way, or I'll kill you.
Who, all of us or just one? Who is it?
I think he just smiles and like nods curtly at you, and then takes his leave.
I think he's talking to you.
And he signals at his troops and says something in High Elvish, and they all kind of go about their business. And the displacer beast is brought back into the onto their ship, which excuse me, their ship is kind of like two docks, so it splits off from like one point. You guys are on one dock, the Flares are on another, not like super far from each other. But they have like this very strange looking black diesel ship. Whereas you guys have like this very nice, very beautiful wooden ship with sails and a powerful diesel engine. All right. The Forzen kind of scatter. What would you guys? What's step one? What's step numero uno?
I suppose we should meet at the tavern where
Well,
we're performing. Huh?
We could also look around the town first, see like if anyone who was here before them is here.
Well,
And I
lucky
need
it's a
control.
small
Do you guys have control of your token?
Let me see.
I do not.
Oh no.
I will give you control of your token.
Yeah, we'll discuss the plan then. There's a big orange building that I assume is important in some way.
That is your stage.
All right, then that'd probably be the most. If we're trying to look pretty for the diesel fuckers, then probably a place to start.
Oh.
They'd probably give us the rundown, because that priest guy who vouched for us, he'd probably be the best person to talk to first for direction, you know?
But now
Right,
we'll do
weird.
some rigging, some like lighting setup or whatever. Make it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very small area, I noticed, so
Lucky for us,
there
folks.
might be.
It's a small town, easy to get around.
There's
There are
a
few-
little bit more to the town, but I'll tell you guys things of importance as we go.
Yeah, is there an immediately spottable library?
No.
Okay, then I will discuss that with the guy. My character's doing the dumb blonde bit. I hope you guys noticed.
I did.
Alright.
Does everybody has control of the tokens, right?
Yep, I do.
I sure do.
That's me.
All right. Well, you guys want to look about the town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, give me a little perception check.
Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
my nose is a little runny today.
Should my lobster make a perception check too?
No.
You cut out. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
I have rolled a 5.
A 10.
a 5 and a 10.
I got a
1.
Oh no, I got a nat 1.
Jason's got 15.
A 15. All right.
Thanks, Jason.
I think the rest of you kind of are. This town is really, really cute. Like it is adorable. It is this. It has this kind of sweet vanilla scent to it.
Oh.
The roads are paved with like these white cobblestones. It's just quaint. It's quaint is what it is. It's like a little northeastern town in like Connecticut or something. Um, and you guys are just so taken by this that you just are distracted. Tap, however, you get like an eyelash in your eyeball, and like you can't deal with it, and like your wheelchair isn't responding exactly correctly, and like you're distracted by that, and like you're trying to fix that, you're trying to get the fucking eyelash out of your eye. But Jaysum, so you walk into like the middle of the town, and right away you notice two taverns. You notice the Gull's Rest and the Ale Blood Barnacle.
Ooh.
The Gull's Rest is pretty. You see a few floors and kind of like around it and like inside it, and hear some chatter from it. The Ale Blood Barnacle is not as it's not as crowded, which you might take to mean that maybe natives to the island might be there. But for the most part, although there's a number of houses here and buildings, everybody is shut inside. And you actually see a few people like looking out the window, too scared to go outside, but like wanting to know like who are these newcomers and everything.
What time of day is it?
It's about probably late morning, like 10 o'clock or so.
Kind of weird for everyone to be shuttered in this time of day.
Yeah.
I don't
Especially
blame
when you see stuff like gardens and like really tiny farms outside that usually you'd see people like tending to this early in the morning.
Fellas,
But it's
it is just
there's
so
a lot of
creepy.
tension in the air here.
Maybe say all drow. Do it at night, huh?
Dude, at
I
night.
don't think that matches with the geography.
Well, you guys did see the head priest, and he was human. I think you could probably recall.
He's the only one.
Well, maybe we should find out.
Sorry, say that again, John.
Well, maybe we should find out. Head inside.
Yeah.
Get the lay of the place.
Where are you going?
The priest mentioned the Gull's Rest, right? Or was that the commandant?
That was the
Maybe-
commandant. Oh, also something that you notice, kind of up on the hill, you notice what looks to be a temple of some sort, like a small temple. Part of it are open air, part of it is inside, and what looks to be a large radio tower sticking out right by it.
Am I familiar with such a thing?
With radio towers?
Good, good.
The technology of Azure is it's around like World War One, World War Two, somewhere like in between, with magic. So radio is very common. You guys probably had a radio on the ship
Cool.
that you would use to listen to the Brazen Bad Boys or Chikoso's Cash Table or something like that. The radio shows and music and everything.
Yes.
Actually, you've probably been trying to get Corvon on a radio spot or two for like a while now.
Yeah.
To no success yet.
You know,
You're not done.
these radio guys, hard to bargain with. Such divas.
Yeah.
You build a big tower,
hey,
you think you're
that's how
hot
it goes.
shit all the time. Anyway, Trobsobble, you've been working hard. We gotta take
Yes.
a load off. Which tavern looks good to you?
I kind of like the idea of going to the one we're not supposed to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Which one do you mean?
The other one. The one you point out, the Ale Blood
Ale
Barnacle.
Blood Barnacle. Alright, it's settled. I'll direct my friends toward the Ale Blood Barnacle. Ugh, they gotta work on that name.
To the Ale Blood Barnacle.
Ale Blood Barnacle.
I'm gonna go ahead and fill up my water bottle real quick.
Oh,
Okie dokie.
I'll do the same.
Fucking idiots didn't get water beforehand. Didn't bring multiple bottles of water. Fucking unprofessional.
Listen.
Welcome everybody
This
to
post made
the
by-
Anti-Connor podcast, the only podcast that'll talk shit on your dungeon master. Anyways, I'm your host,
Sponsored
Six.
by the I came here with my water bottle in hand gang.
Yeah. So I'll be your host here, Six. Mads, can you introduce our first topic of the day on water bottles?
The first topic is my very new Starbucks cup. It's black and matte and studded.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And it makes me drink a shit ton of water
Oh, yeah.
just because of its cool factor.
See,
Fancy.
what we got going on in this New York house is that we got like 30 packs of like 40 water bottles each that they just keep appearing.
All right, here I am.
Oh,
Sure,
sorry.
sure do.
We're gonna start intermission on the Anti-Connor podcast then. Hey, Connor, what's up?
Nothing much.
We were just talking
I'll-
about how we have water prepared. I suppose it's ready.
Well, I did not think of it. Unfortunately, I'll remember next time. Don't you worry.
No. Every time you need to go get water, we do another segment of the Anti-Connor podcast, the only podcast that'll talk shit on your DM.
A podcast within a podcast.
A podcast within
So
a podcast.
everybody who listens to every single second of every episode is gonna get a special little treat of hearing more of my voice.
I'm sure
Rather than
you'll
me
make,
doing a character voice.
I'm sure you'll make a small minority of listeners very happy.
I
very
sure
small
hope
minority.
so.
It'll be all of them actually.
Super
We're gonna be a
Every
cult
single
classic.
one.
Maybe like 2 or 3 guys.
Like well, that's how many people are listening. All 3 of them.
All 3 of the guys.
All 3 of
3 out
them.
of 3 guys agree that the Anti-Connor podcast is the best podcast without a podcast that they've ever listened to.
All right, you guys head to the Ale Blood Tavern. The Ale Blood Barnacle. And you see a human with kind of like olive skin, wiping down a counter, and a couple of guys eating breakfast or something, or like an early lunch, late breakfast, and he looks up at you and kind of tilts his head. He has this kind of thick beard, and he says, "Hello, how may I help you?"
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, the Entertainers Guild?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think I heard something about you guys. Well, quite the interesting individual. Sorry we can't meet under better circumstances.
That's
what
not
can I
any
get
of
for
your
you?
fault.
Oh.
What do you got on? And then she winks and says, tap.
Oh my god.
Like your name.
Laughs and
You gotta go on stage, kid. You got real talent.
Well, we got ale.
Oh.
We got the special Ale Blood Barnacle Ale, and he slaps one of his like reserves.
Well, Well, I gotta have the house special, I think. 4 of those. What do you say, folks?
Yeah, okay.
All right, little early in the morning to be drinking, but who am I to judge?
I'm
I'm in a tavern.
I'm still
What
on
are you-
Eastern time.
Oh. Oh, you said you should be drinking. Hmm?
And he pours out 3 bottles of ale. It's very interesting. Like it has a kind of a unique aroma. It's not bad. It's just weird. Um, but the aftertaste is really nutty and good.
I'm gonna slither over to a bar chair and I'm gonna flop on it and I'm gonna pull my tail up onto a second bar chair.
So you're like at the end, or are you in the middle?
I'm like in the middle, near wherever the bartender is, because I wish to speak with this gentleman. I wish to speak with this gentleman.
All right. While he's standing there, it doesn't look like he has anything better to do.
Hello. Waves, does a little finger curling wave.
All right. Name's Sedan Redleaf.
Hello, Sedan. My name is Corvon. I am here to perform. I was wondering, actually, there was this very nice priest who spoke up for us, and I tap my fingertips together. Do you know where he might be?
Yeah, he's probably up in the temple or something, or
Ooh.
oh wait, no. You know what? Actually, no. You guys see the priest over on another table, like drinking heavily. He says, "Yeah, that's Tunon.
Tuna?
He's our priest."
Oh.
And you can kind of tell that Sedan isn't super happy with him right now.
I thought you said it was early to drink.
That is indeed what I said. I
Perhaps
said
he is on Eastern time as well.
Oh yeah. Priests travel all the time.
I think he's under a lot of stress at the moment, and Tudon looks up, looks back at his ale, takes another swig. There's several empty empty mugs of ale.
Stress? I can
by
fix stress. This is easy for me, don't worry. And then I slip out of the chair and I start sliding directly towards the priest. I'm making a beeline. I'm making a snake line towards his ass. Spotted.
All right. Before we get to Tudon and Corvon, anything that you guys want to talk to Sedan about? He seems open to discussion.
Yeah, so Tap rolls up to the counter, kind of pulls one of the stools to side, and wheels up close and just kind of puts her arms on the counter and is like, so how long have the Farris been here?
They got here a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, about half a moon dance ago. A moon dance is about 8 days. A moon dance is about 8 days. Time is measured in 6 months called sun steps, and each sun step is composed of about it's 61 days, and there's 8 days in a week, and those weeks are called moon dances.
I'm going to remember all of this and not become confused or conflate it with your other calendar system, which I still don't understand.
Yeah.
I love it when
Hey.
Connor makes calendar systems. Anyways, hey guys, I know a new topic for the Anti-Connor podcast.
Let me put a pin in that bullet point. Yeah.
He says, yeah, a few days they rolled up and can't seem to get rid of them.
That seems to be a problem with these guys, but, and she kind of leans in and whispers, don't worry, we'll help you with that.
Well, I hope, look, we're a nice sleepy town. We all came here to get away from, or our families came here to get away from the hustle and bustle of the big continents like Durland and Fuerzen and whatever. We want a peaceful existence here. This is stressful for a lot of us.
No doubt. I mean, why wouldn't it be?
I wrap my little, like, goblin fingers around the handle of my great axe, and I give him a little look, like, just, not like a threatening one, but like a, hey, just so you know, I got the, you know, if you wanted to, I could do a little, you know.
Give him a little.
My eyebrows are moving up and down. I'm not saying any of this, but my eyebrows are moving up and down as if I'm saying this.
You say so
The
much
more
with so
peaceful,
little.
the more peaceful we can get things, the better.
Of course,
That's
of
what we
course.
We got
My little toe beans uncurl from the handle of the great axe.
Beam.
what else do you guys want to talk to Sedan about? Can I get you guys something to eat?
Oh, what's on the
What do
menu?
you got? I'm always down to eat.
Well, at the moment, I haven't really been stocking up, so best we got is barnacle chowder.
Ooh,
World
what's
famous,
that?
though.
World.
Barnacle chowder is, well, it's made out of barnacles.
You don't say.
Sky barnacles.
It's in the name.
What's a sky barnacle?
It's in the name. A sky barnacle is a barnacle that, like, lives in the skies.
Thanks.
Just about every ship is covered with them at some point in its life.
And they're edible. Gross.
Only tangentially. like they're edible, yeah. They don't taste very good. It's definitely poverty food for the most part, but the way Sedan is talking, he seems really proud of his barnacle chowder specifically.
Pass me over a bowl. I'd love to try it. I've never tried cooking with a sky barnacle, but I always thought
He
about it just a little.
claps his hands together
I have
and
some.
rubs them, and he says, "All right." And he's just excited to share his world famous barnacle chowder, and he slides you over some. It's not good. It kind of tastes like gym socks and beer.
Trobsobble has the developed taste palette of a Victorian peasant who is also starving. So Trobsobble thinks it is delicious.
All
It's
right,
like gruel.
great.
I'd like to think that Tap keeps taking bites and can't tell if she loves it or hates it.
You
She's
probably hate it. It's not, barnacle chowder is not tasty. Alright, so in the great ranking system of Azarian food, all the way at the bottom is barnacle soup, and just above that is barnacle chowder.
I see.
Fancy.
Tap is still just gonna make her way through the bowl.
Jaysum.
She's doing her best.
Just to be polite.
Yeah, she doesn't
Jaysum.
want to make this guy sad.
Jaysum's not sitting
I-
at the bar, just leaning on it and doing a side eye glance at his friends eating this weird barnacle soup chowder.
These fucking fools.
Just
They
sipping
don't know.
What the
You
hell?
want some, Jason?
I'm fully good, dear. Thank you though.
Had a big breakfast?
Yeah, I scraped my barnacles this morning.
I
even
see.
lower.
I didn't know you cooked.
Okay. Oh, you know what? That's a new double entendre here. Scraped my barnacles. That's a big breakfast. Had your meal. Scraped your barnacles. Okay.
Thank you though. Thanks.
Gotta
I'm
scrape your
fully good.
barnacles, Connor.
I'll start to talk to what was his name? Sedan again.
All right.
Listen, I noticed this weird thing when I landed to here in your town. You got a big old honking radio tower coming out of your temple there in the distance.
Yeah, the Fuerzen set that up.
Oh. Must have pissed off the locals a bit, having their holy site obstructed with this little metal thing.
Oh yeah, I'm real pissed. And he looks at Tunon again.
Wait, is he genuinely pissed?
And sorry, what was that?
Is he actually pissed? Was that sarcastic?
No, he's
Okay, good.
not happy with Tunon. He's not happy with the priest.
Really, clergymen just let and you just let him build that big honking tower, huh?
Uh-huh. He like kind of cracks his eye. Sedan is a big guy. He's big. He's beefy. He's muscly. He eats his barnacle chowder every morning.
Oh yeah,
Every morning.
he's scraping round the clock.
This bitch gets his veggies.
Like, say what you will about barnacle chowder.
Oh, yeah.
Like it has protein.
Yeah,
It sure does.
it's like
Lots of
very
calcium.
very carb neutral.
Hmm.
Not a single carb in this soup.
Yeah. Anyway, so you got a problem with the
Yeah.
tower there?
Yeah, I mean, look. You want? And he kind of thinks for a second. You want to know why this tavern is called the Ale Blood Barnacle?
I sipping on my mug and I nod.
When our ancestors were looking for a place to settle, they got lost in the storm seas, and they were running low on food. They didn't have anything to eat, nothing to drink. It hadn't rained for days. Cloudless skies. But then my great-grandfather, he notices the barnacles doing something. They start to
Yeah.
leak ale.
They're leaking ale.
You, way back in the day, back in our granddaddy's days, ale was ale's got a lot of carbs. It has a lot of energy. Even the Anaxians would feed their armies ale to keep their spirits up, and
Works for
it
me.
was a miracle. They drank right out of the barnacles, as gross as that may sound. And to this day, I call this place the Ale Blood Barnacle. It was a miracle from Aura. And not long after, they found this place, Aura. So, yeah.
That's really lucky.
We're really connected to the land here.
But the Florzan, not so much, huh?
No, not so much. And he looks over at Tunon again.
What do they even want with this place? I mean, it's a pretty small area.
Good crops,
I
nice
know, they
weather,
seem
but
to be looking
not a lot else.
for something.
Can I ask you another thing? From what I hear...
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
he seems to know a little bit more than he's letting on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he seems to have something on his mind.
Can I make an insight check?
You may.
Awesome. Let me see what my little modifier is for that. I can
So
read
Dan,
it.
you get the feeling. Yeah, no. Go ahead and make your insight check.
Cool. I'm typing that thing up. Where's the plus? I got a 15.
A 15?
Yeah.
You can tell that Sedan is a man who wears his heart on his sleeve, but he's really worried. What with you guys coming here, that this town is going to turn into kind of a shooting gallery. He wants the Flarezen out. He doesn't care that much about. He doesn't want to cooperate with them, but he wants the Flarezen out. Is what I think is on his mind.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right.
I'll keep that in mind.
And he's not really sure whether or not to trust you yet.
Makes sense.
But yeah, he seems to know a little bit more than he's letting on. There's something that he's thinking about but not saying, but thinking about saying.
Mm-hmm. I won't press him.
You won't press him?
Thinking.
I will.
Press.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so I lean in closer.
Press this, man.
Listen, Sparky. Here's the deal.
Name Sedan. Thank you very much.
I like Sparky. Chew on it.
Chew on it, I promise.
I know these empire types like the Forzan. They get real big, and when they get in a new territory under it, they don't exactly ask. Things get messy. They get bloody. It looks like that hasn't happened here yet, but I'm thinking it might. Now, what my buddies and I here do is we stop that from happening at all. Preemptive action. A little bloodshed as possible, and that'll go a lot smoother if you fellas would help us out. So is there anything you can do or tell us?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Can I assist the persuasion check?
What would you like to do to assist?
I'd probably just say something like, this isn't the first time we've done this, and I know that it's probably not the funnest to, trust some randos that just came in here, but, like, at least we're not them, and, what else can you do?
Alright, John, roll with advantage.
Hell yeah. That's gonna be 24 total.
Pog.
Wow, okay. Yeah, Sedan kind of clears his throat, looks at you, and says, Alright, I'm gonna decide to trust you here. He licks his lips. We had a visitor come through about, I'd say last sunstep. They were dressed in heavy robes, so not and like this kind of hood thing that covered their face, so nobody really got a good look at them, and they just went up into the mountains. We're with the Udo guy, but that's all I know. Maybe that's who they're looking for, but
Have you seen any
he just kind of
anything
shrugs.
since?
Yeah.
Or, any signs? Anything fun, kind of
No,
funny?
but you might want to talk to Giosa.
Who's that?
She's the barmaid over at the Gull's Rest. Real sweet girl. Unfortunately, that prick. Hold on, let me look up his name. That prick Dalek Edergast pays her better than I could, so whatever. She's a satyr girl. Big goat legs, goat horns. Can't miss her.
I'll make sure to chat with her later. Don't even worry about
She's
it.
been going up into the mountains every once in a while. Maybe she knows something.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. I slide an extra tip across the bar. I'm like, thanks, Sparky.
I also do that.
How much do you guys tip him?
A gold.
30%.
Oh,
Good
fuck
one.
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't think a gold is 30%, but,
I give him
He says-
5 gold.
that's
He says-
definitely not 30%.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, that's way
Much
over.
obliged.
That's way more than
Much
30%.
obliged. Take care of these guys. Your drinks, your chowder, well in the house. And he pockets his stuff and goes back to like do some dishes or something.
Well, you didn't tip him, you just paid him.
I think it was about a wash, yeah.
It's both.
Ugh.
It's
I mean,
both.
you
Pay
guys
and tip.
you guys had a sip of the chowder. You guys had a sip of the ale. He wasn't gonna charge you more than a few copper for your
Yeah,
meal.
you just paid rent.
Yeah,
Listen,
you just paid rent is what
this
you did.
man is going through a lot.
Okay, no, I agree. I'm just saying.
You guys get good vibes from Sedan Redleaf. Like he's a good guy. Let's
he
hop
deserves.
over to
Yeah.
Tunon and Corvon.
Tunon and Corvon, the dynamic duo, best friends. Slithers in a straight line directly for Tunon.
Tunon kind of you see him. He's in the process of like polishing off another ale. And kind of looks up nervously at you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I wanted to say thank you for sticking up for us out there. Yes.
Look, I don't want any trouble.
Shh,
Uh,
it's fine. It's
I don't want any
fine.
trouble.
We are opposite of trouble. We are. We are. Do you speak Draconic?
No.
Unfortunate. We are basically like what the word for this? Good sign. Omen. Good omen. Yeah, things gonna get better.
He nods. Make a persuasion check because I feel like you're trying to kind of break down.
All right, I rolled a
his walls here.
29.
Okay. He says, I do believe in omens, power of aura, and all that. And he takes another swig, but there's like nothing left, and he's like, what do you want?
Well, I would want two things. I was wondering if you knew why the Frisian were here, and also, is there a library nearby?
Well, no library. Got a few books to aura. But best we got is, well, sometimes if people are looking for reading, they take a trip to Fuerzen or Durland or something. But no, the Fuerzen, they said they're looking for some kind of a prisoner, an escaped convict. Real dangerous one.
Oh, that is why the commandant is here. I was wondering. There are no prisons nearby. Why would they send a commandant all this way? Do you know anything about this prisoner? I mean, you are a priest. If he was looking for sanctuary, I would imagine he'd go to you.
Well, we had a visitor not too long ago. Kind of just went up into the hills, and that's the guy. I didn't see them, but he has this kind of like wide-eyed expression on his face, and he's not really looking you in the eyes. That's the scuttlebutt around town anyway. Gee, they sound real dangerous. They said they hold on. They said the convict blew up slaughtered a bunch of prison staff and a youth training camp. I mean, who does that? If somebody's around here is like that, then we better cooperate with the Fuerzen, right?
Perhaps. Do you? And then I kind of like lean onto my hand, like I got an elbow on the table and I lean my head against my hand. Tell me, you sound like you harbor guilt. You wouldn't happen to know a bit more about this prisoner than you let on,
Give me an insight check.
Okay. Let me check my character sheet. I rolled a 17. I don't know what my insight is. Okay, I rolled a 16.
You get the idea that he's telling the truth. His guilt might come more from the fact that he's like openly cooperating with the Fuerzen, even though he like really doesn't want to. Like there's a fucking radio tower in the temple that's kind of, he's supposed to be like, you know that like in a lot of these small towns, the head priest is kind of like the town leader of sorts.
Or perhaps you feel bad that you are putting your people through so much stress with the frozen occupation.
I think he kind of just rolls his neck at that and doesn't really answer the question.
It is all right. They will be gone very soon, I can assure you.
I hope so.
See,
He
my
tries to take yet another swig and just...
I take the cup from his hand before he lifts it too high. I just very, very daintily pull it from his hand. I put a hand on his shoulder, very reassuringly. My group over here is very well talented in finding people, actually. Much more talented than your average trained military man. Hmm? Yes. We are... the security. Yes, very good at finding people. We would be willing to find this prisoner before they do, and getting them to leave even sooner. Hmm?
That might be worth a shot.
But of course we would need your
guess.
full cooperation. And I wrap my hand from one shoulder to the other shoulder. Is that understood?
There's not much I can really tell you, and frankly, I've probably said more than I should, given how much trust the commandant has placed in me.
Then you only need to tell me one thing, yes? Tell me, where could I learn more, hmm?
He kind of thinks for a moment. And like points at Sedan, maybe? He's not really sure. You get the feeling that everything is he feels like everything is very much out of his hands. He doesn't really know what's going on, and he's terrified.
Alright. Well, thank you very much, Sir, Mr. Priest. I encourage that you take a nap, hmm? Yes? Everything is going to be alright. And I give him a little fucking little snake kiss on the head. And I pat it twice.
Snake
And I
kiss.
get up and I walk away. Well, I slither away.
Sounds like a good idea. And he starts to pick himself up, kind of drunkenly stumbles, and then tries it again and manages to find the door. Barely. All right. You meet back up with your friends.
Yeah. Hello.
All right. What's next for the unicorn circuit?
I have learned that they are looking for a prisoner.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Um,
That sounds like we learned the same thing.
well, I heard about a guy who went up in the mountains, kind of covered himself up, robes. No one really got a good look. Maybe that's the guy we're looking for?
Possibly. If he went up into the mountains, then we ought to find him before the freezing does, yes?
Gotta
Yeah,
be real important. Putting
We
a
ought
lot
to
of
do that
effort.
before we run out of daylight, yes? Because at night I wish to approach the Frozen, I want to
Yeah.
learn something from the Beastmaster. The displacer is going to be an issue.
We there's someone else we should talk to before we go. Someone at the tavern, and I look at I completely
Sedan?
forgot what I was gonna say. I don't remember. At the other tavern.
The Gold's Rest.
Right.
Stop there to
Talk to Giosa.
Giosa anyway, or to
The barmaid.
Yeah.
Oh, she has some
Yeah.
information we might need. I think we ought to
Yeah,
have a talk.
I
with
can
her.
talk to her. You can talk to the other guy that you were talking to earlier.
That I can distract the Frozen so you could question her more freely, yes?
Yeah, that would be
Oh.
great. I would really appreciate
They
that.
seem
It
very
would be difficult to
intrigued.
question her with them on your dick, so to say,
Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah, it'd be a problem.
Uh-huh.
So we have a plan! Haha, look at us, already a big old team, yeah?
Yeah. Well, we've been a team this whole
We've been
time.
torn
As
for a
far
bit.
as I'm concerned, we have only begun to be a team, but that is alright.
She just sighs really loud and turns her wheelchair around and starts going on
I
the
feel
tour.
like Tap, you've had several conversations with Corvon.
All
Yeah.
of them go this way, really.
All of them, every single one.
Got a perception of 9. I'll tell you what.
All right. Okay, you guys head out of the Ale Blood Barnacle and down to the Gull's Rest, and you see there's a bunch of all the Fuerza troops who aren't like patrolling the town, and there are a good number of Fuerza troops patrolling the town are kind of just hanging out, drinking, and having a good time. You see a few like starting like they're in the middle of a drinking song when you guys step in, and some of the ones singing the drinking song go, "Hey, it's the bard.
Hey!
Why don't you come over here and give us a song?"
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I am always willing to give big song for big strong man. Yes, and I slither on over there.
All right, Corvon, I'm gonna have you go ahead and give me a performance check.
All right. 23.
Wow,
I'd like to
you
remind.
are rolling really well.
I'd like to tell you though that I do have a +10 to performance.
Whoa, bards, man.
Yeah, it's my expertise.
Yeah,
You better use it.
I think Corvon, you just kind of like step into like your space. It was like you were always there, and begin your dance and your song, and you transfix these young ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen.
I'm singing the song, and then while after the song begins to fade out, I'm still dancing, and I begin doing like little tricks. I reach down from the audience and I pull a little shot glass from one of their hands and I bounce it on the hip, and then I bounce it from my hip and I catch it with my tongue. And then
You do tricks too. You're like a vaudeville
Yeah.
act.
It's
That's really cool.
tricks, but they're tricks that almost primarily involve me doing body shots.
Oh, I love it.
I think you guys start heading towards. You don't see the satyr around yet, but you see a human behind the bar, like very quickly, like putting out drinks. He's got like a smile on his face. He's doing a lot of business.
I roll up to the counter, move one of the stools aside again. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Hi there. What can I do for you?
Well, what do you got?
My name is hold on. Let me check this guy's name. My name is Dalek Edergast.
Are we far
We're on the
hopping?
crawl. We're on the pub crawl.
Are we drinking again?
Where did you guys come from?
Well, all over the place. We're at the Unicorns.
Rainbow Coalition, you know?
Entertainers Guild, all that.
Well, when are you guys leaving?
Well,
2 days, I think. Right? And I look over at Trobs.
yeah, court order.
I shrug. I have no idea. I am not listening. Madison is. Trobs is not.
Trobs is
Um,
best.
Yeah.
He's doing his best, which is
Hey,
never
don't
really
say
good
that.
enough.
Yeah, he says, well, that's good. Get you out of the way of the fine. I'm so sorry that my accents are so bad today.
Oh,
Like, I cannot keep a consistent voice.
I haven't thought that,
Um,
Connor.
You're fine.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
Voice is hard.
Let me try that again. Well, so long as you're out of the way of our fine young troopers here, what can I get you?
Don't you even worry, we won't be in the way at all. We're pretty used to not, getting in the way.
Yeah, we're
just
low
here
key.
to give a little show.
I like to
Give
make
me a
an-
deception.
Just
Give me a
jazz
deception
hands.
check. Give me a deception check.
I'd like to make a note for you guys that this guy's probably a Fuerza sympathizer.
Makes sense.
So be careful with what you say.
Can I assist Tap?
How are you assisting Tap?
Shit. You know what? You got this.
Uh,
Sorry.
help. Oh, I got a 17.
Nice.
What'd I say?
Very good.
All right, good. Glad to hear it. You guys want some ale?
Yeah, sure.
And he pours you guys all a mug of ale.
It's not like barnacle based, is it?
Oh no, actually, this smells much better.
Oh, thank God.
It's kind of sweet. Probably has some like honey. It has like kind of a floral scent to it as well.
Oh.
I know you folks in this town are big on algae, or whatever it is. Is barnacle algae? You tell me.
No, it's a mollusk.
Yeah,
Thanks.
she's right.
I am. I know my mollusks. What can I say?
And you guys see a satyr come through holding a bunch of like drinks and some food, and starts handing it out. It looks to be egg pies, probably. Egg pies are kind of they're like these puff pastries with an egg in the middle, like usually like a fried egg. It's kind of like eggs in a basket, less cheese.
Tap's
And-
eyes go wide.
You love egg pies.
She
Don't
seems
you,
like-
Cap?
Is that an egg pie that I said?
Oh yeah, that's one of your favorites.
It's one of my
and-
names. I love that.
And Dalek says, "Yep, house specialty. I can get one out for you if you'd like."
That sounds great.
And he yells, "Josa, another egg pie for the orc here."
And Tap waves at her.
And Josa like looks over, kind of startled, and like just nods. And you can see like the way that the Fuerzan talk to her. They're kind of talking down to her. They're kind of like some of them have like mischief on their faces, like they're making jokes at her expense, and others seem to be like treating her with like disregard. And she hands out all the egg pies and beer and stuff, and heads back out and eventually brings you an egg pie.
Thank you.
She
This
says,
is great.
Here you are.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy. And you actually hear her like clop, because she's got those hooves. She's like clop, clop, clop. She walks on.
I'm trying to think of what else to say.
Meanwhile, Corvon is like is balancing a shot on their tongue while a soldier drinks the shot as they tip it with their tongue over.
Ooh.
After they
Excellent.
successfully do it, the entire fucking barracks is going, yeah! Woo!
Saucy.
They're
at
losing their
11:15
fucking mind.
a.m.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
It's 10 in the morning,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's
Yeah.
10 in the morning.
it's probably around 10:30 by now.
Oh, don't
Maybe
worry.
getting closer to
Don't
11.
worry, I'm
okay,
getting
that's
them
a little
all
better.
fucked up.
I'm real proud of them, guys. I know that one took a long time to nail down.
10:30, time for a fifth shot.
Yeah, I'd say that like most of the egg pies are out by now, and not a lot of new orders are coming in because they're all watching Corvon. So Giosa, like she's beginning to just kind of get the lay of the land, that things have kind of calmed down, and now she's just making really like perfunctory like making the rounds. She's not asking anybody if they have everything that they need, but she's like trying to like do her job and not do her job at the same time.
God, what a mood.
Good for her.
Yeah, fuck work.
So, how long have you guys been working here?
Who are you talking to?
Both of them, just kind of general gesture.
Well, I think Giosa like notices that you're speaking to her, but Dalek is the one that speaks up. Just, well, I'm the owner of this fine establishment. I started up myself, with a loan from my grandpappy, and I figured that everyone was a little bit sick of the ale at the Alebloods Barnacle. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if you guys have tried that yet, but I'd skip it if I were you.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, and Giosa here, she's been working for me for about a year. Ain't that right, Giosa? And she says, she like looks like she's about to speak, and he goes, "Yep, that's right, about a year."
I see.
You get the feeling that this Dalek guy is an asshole.
Yeah.
Connor, is there a bathroom? Or
There is.
I go in there.
Okay. What are you doing in the bathroom?
I kill some time,
Intrigued.
like I take a moment, and then I walk out.
Okay. While he's in the bathroom,
Taking a breather. See, I'm trying to talk to her, but I don't know how to be like, hey.
Just drive
okay,
up
okay.
and hit her in the goddamn shin.
Alright,
She
alright.
has to pay attention to you.
Look,
then
when
now.
I get back out, I go up to the counter and be like, "Hey, there's a big spill in the bathroom there. You get someone to clean that up?"
Did you spill something? Wait, did you spill something in there?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what he did. He did what he had to do.
And Dalek looks over to Giosa and says, "You mind taking care of that, Giosa?" And she just kind of nods and starts heading to the bathroom.
And then I'll I'll give a little look at Tap. give her the
Tap,
signal.
Finishes off her egg pie, and is like, "Well, I've had quite the meal. I'm gonna go wash up." And she rolls around, and pays for food, and goes to the bathroom.
And I'll look at Trobsobble and try to like get like a affirmation. Good job, kind of affirmation. Pretty slick, huh?
Trobsobble nods. I think that Trobsobble's still in the back of Tap's wheelchair, so I might be taking a ride.
I give a thumbs up to him as he's in the little backpack or whatever.
Just
Trobsobble doesn't have like the social like understanding to realize that it's probably weird
just
to follow
taking my
somebody in the
goblin for a
bathroom, But I'm
piss.
sure this has happened before.
It's my emotional support goblin.
Please don't
Yep.
let him. Please don't take my emotional support goblin out of the bathroom.
And I'll smugly lean back, proud, on the counter, like, "I did it. Good job."
Yeah, you guys follow Giosa to the bathroom, and Giosa like opens up the bathroom. There's no smell. It's stinky, but there's no spill. And she like turns around and she goes, hello?
Hey, you doing okay? You kind of quietly.
She kind of sighs, like really heavily. Just doing my job.
Yeah, looks like I could use a break here. You wanna go out for a smoke or something?
My lunch break isn't until later.
Okay. You don't get any other breaks here?
No, but it pays well.
I suppose that's good. I'm not good at this.
You got this.
Did you need to
I look at Gios.
go ahead, Trops?
I look at Giosa and I say, like, "Do you dislike these guys?" And I wrap my little paws around the great axe again.
Very direct.
And she like kind of rubs the back of her head, and she says, "Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the Forza. Not sure anybody is, but
Yeah, I know. I sure amped. You want to talk about it? You seem really stressed out. You seem you could use a little girl talk.
Make a persuasion check.
Let me check my persuasion. Okay. I got a 14.
14. Not really. They just make me a little nervous. That's all. I'll be fine. Thanks for worrying about me, though. It's real sweet.
Yeah.
Do you want us to do anything? My hand goes back.
The sooner we're out of here, the better, I guess.
I look at Taff and I'm like, is it almost time for me to do something?
You should, guys. You guys are there to ask about the man who went into the mountains.
All right. So I'm just gonna be direct here. I heard about a guy, and and I gestured to out the door. They're looking for him, and figured if we find him, get them out of your hair.
Yeah, I think pretty much immediately she bristles at that, and her eyes go wide, and she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about the mountains." You know what? Go ahead and make me another persuasion check. At disadvantage.
Okay. Alright.
Hell yeah.
Let me...
Wait, you know what? No. Make your pitch. Make your pitch to Jaysum.
My pitch. Okay. I know that it's... Actually, I need to think about this for a moment. I need to think about words.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This word's hard.
Genuinely.
Listen, I've seen how those guys are talking to you, and that's not okay. And listen, this isn't the first time I've dealt with these guys, and I'm pretty darn good at it, and I just want to help. I just want to get these guys out of here so everything can get back to
Trobsobble?
normal.
Anything
Calm
you want to
down.
add?
Trobsobble has a charisma of -2, and probably still has his little goblin paw around the handle of the great axe because he thinks violence solves everything. But not he's not looking at her in I'm going to kill you way. It's in, hey, if you need me to kill somebody, I'm so ready. I was ready 2 weeks
you need
ago.
2 moon dances.
2 moon
just kidding.
dances ago.
2 moon dances, 2 saunterings, however many 2
Right.
measures of time ago.
I'll go ahead. Roll with advantage, Morty.
Okie dokie. Alright. Let me figure out how to roll with advantage. I'm just gonna roll twice, because it's easier that way. I got a 24.
I think she looks to the left, looks to the right,
Ooh.
and she gets in real low next to you, tap, and whispers, "Look, outside of town, on the northeastern side, look for a small little hut and talk to the Udo. Tell him I sent you, and tell him to bring you to the woman in the mountain. He'll know who I'm talking about. I can't tell you anything more.
Awesome,
I gotta go clean up this bathroom." And she sits up and then closes the bathroom behind her.
Sounds good. And I come back out and I'm like, man, Jaysum, that was some spill. Holy shit, what did you do in there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so clumsy sometimes. But
Jesus Christ.
Is the spill taken care of now, though, Tap?
She's still cleaning it up.
I think in
That's
the
crazy.
meantime, Dalek was telling you all about like he was complaining about immigrants essentially. He was just being like a weird conservative.
I hear you, Dalek. I love borders. I love walls.
And he was basically giving you a spiel about how our landing needs some good law and order. That's what he thinks. It's giving you like a really boring spiel.
I'm with you, man. I love law. I love I love punishment. It's dope. Real dope.
I love puns.
I love puns too.
And I love
As you
puns.
guys are saying that, the commandant walks in, and the crowd like kind of shuts up a bit. Like it's not like dead silent or anything, but like this is a bit of a hush. People's side conversations are quieter. The commandant looks over at you.
Oh.
Just the people I wanted to see. Here, come over here. Take a seat. Have a drink with me.
Oh, everybody, I will have to go. But everybody, please give a round of applause for a very good commandant. Yes.
The crowd cheers. The commandant seems to be very popular with the boys.
Yeah. I slither on over to the table and I get 2 chairs for
And-
myself.
Tap rolls up.
I'm
and
basically
takes the
sexually
spot.
lounging on everything I sit near.
Tap takes the spot that was left from the chair that Corvon took.
They're really the perfect combo. Is I move a chair out of the way for you, and then I sit on it, and then you take that little spot.
Exactly.
Except I just never notice.
You just never notice.
And the commandant says, "A bottle of wine, please, bartender. A good one."
Ooh, wine.
Yes,
fancy.
well, we have new friends, don't we? We are friends.
Sure do.
Yes. Friends of the Fuerzen.
Oh,
Good.
yes?
Yeah.
Good. Well, if you are friends of the Fuerzen, then you are familiar with our values, yes?
Sure am.
Oh, yes, very familiar.
you know-
Yeah. But I'm
ahead.
also more familiar with what you are currently struggling with, actually.
Are you?
The people talk, especially in bars. Yes, slippery tongues when you drink a lot, yes? And I was actually thinking, Commandant, that we would be of great use to you. I know that soldiers' training doesn't involve tracking, but our training does actually involve tracking down people. If you would be interested in our services. Of course, we'd probably need to stay here longer.
Perhaps. Well, we'll see how you can help us in these 2 days, and we'll see. But yes, I suppose I couldn't hurt to tell you why we are here. We are tracking down a very dangerous criminal. They were a combatant in the Great Galliol War. She was captured. She managed to make it here into Fuerzen, where I am from, and decided to take it upon herself as vengeance, perhaps, misplaced vengeance, to slaughter one of our youth training camps, preparing and raising one of our the next generation to be brave Fuerzen patriots. Children she slaughtered. She was
Jesus.
captured,
That's
and her psychosis was to be treated. But she humanely, of course. But then
Of
she
course.
slaughtered the rest of her prison staff, and she escaped.
sounds like quite the dangerous lady.
Well, you can be of help. Yes, you are offering your help.
Sure are.
Well, as a sign of good faith, well, you are familiar with our values. Then I don't need to tell you how much we Fwezen abhor weakness.
Oh yeah, hate it.
He reaches down to his belt and he pulls out his gun and he slides it over to Corvon. And he says, Corvon. He says, what is your name, Snake?
Oh, I am Corvon. I pick up the gun as I say this and I fucking cock it.
You can see now, the tavern is completely silent and all eyes on you guys. There's about
Corvon has very clearly
20
handled
guys
a gun
in here.
before.
And he says, who amongst your party would you say is the weakest? I said, who amongst your party would you say is the weakest amongst you?
I click my tongue. Well, currently, in what way? Physically? Mentally? Emotionally?
Let's say the grandson.
Oh, I see. It would have to be, and I look amongst you all. You know, what I have to say is, unfortunately, it appears that, well, I'm not a very good judge of this sort of thing. You see, the ways that we recruit for the unicorn circuit is that we look for people to cover different roles. If I were to eliminate one of my party members, as you are clearly suggesting, then that role will remain unfilled. And even if a role is filled by a weak person, well, I mean, they have their role. You wouldn't want to stagnate our group, would you? In this case, culling would actually be a very bad
Your
idea.
stagnation does not matter to me. What is at stake here is you proving that you are indeed a friend of the Fwezen. That's what you said.
So we prove that we're friends and then we can't help you? I don't understand your logic. You want us to prove that we are your friend and then you want us to help you, yeah? But if I eliminate the weakest link, and then we lose that role, and then boom, we cannot track your friend. Because I know that the person who is weakest in the group is the only one with the tracking magic.
Make a persuasion check.
23.
Wow. Okay. I think he'll take the gun from your hand. And it's still cocked, correct?
Correct.
He'll aim at each of you as if going eeny, meeny, miny, mo. How's that for a cliffhanger? Thank you so much for listening so far. Though you may be wondering, what is this show? What's it all about? We're going to be playing a lot of different games, as many as we're interested in, but mostly we're going to play Dungeons & Dragons. Eventually this is going to lead up into kind of a longer campaign, but we're going to have lots of different adventures, lots of different characters, so I hope you stay tuned. Next week, we'll be returning to the Unicorn Circuit in the world of Azuray, though episodes are going to be a lot shorter. They're usually going to be about an hour long. This is kind of a pilot episode, so it's, really, really long. But really,